My apologies for the wait, if there was actually anyone waiting on this. I'm finally done chopping up and compiling all of the files for Zelda CD-i in the highest quality ever invented. Everything is available for you to download through a Google Drive linked in the description of this video, as well as in the descriptions of the 3 CD-i videos. They can now be yours to do with whatever you like. All of the pieces from the cutscenes have been neatly sorted between 2 folders, one for each game, with 4 folders within each of those 2 folders. One for the backgrounds, one for the audio clips, and 2 folders containing 2 different versions of the animations, which I'll explain in just a minute. Firstly, I need to mention that the animations and audio files here are named after the original versions that I use, which were ripped by LuigiBlood. I'll also be providing a link to where you can get those yourself if you want them in the description. Anyway, there are certain animations and audio files in the original that are duplicated versions of other files, just missing a bit from the beginning or end. I'm sure these shortened down duplicate files are important in the actual game itself, but they aren't really necessary here. So in order to save on time and space, I chose to omit those shortened down duplicate files and only do the full versions here. If you find yourself wanting those missing files for something like a Vegas replace, you should be able to pretty easily make those yourself. The backgrounds folder should be pretty self-explanatory. The only thing worth noting there is I got all of the in-game backgrounds from the Spriter's resource. I'll link to that site below as well. Lastly, onto the explanation of the 2 different animation folders. The Big Faces folder has all the cutscenes at 1080p HD with minimal color compression on my face, while Small Faces keeps the original animation sizes with the color of my face being compressed down to the original CD-i animation color palette. And that's really all there is to it. I did notice while reviewing these animations that there are some artifacts from my blue screen video here and there, as well as a couple other places where I somehow screwed something up with the color palette. I could technically fix these issues, but I think that would end up being a deceptively time-consuming process to get through, and I just don't see it being that big of an issue to too many people. And it's not like the original animations didn't already have a few errors of their own anyway. So even though the naming of these files was done specifically to simplify the process of creating Vegas replace videos of whatever previous CDI YTPs you may have, I can't guarantee that'll be very successful. Even though I spent extra time reworking the timing of the Wand of Gamelon audio to better match the original, I still didn't even attempt to try matching the volume to the original. So Vegas replaces are likely going to result in some very inconsistent volumes. But maybe that's exactly what you would want. And either way, these files should at least still be good to use in some non-Vegas replace situations. Like, say, someone wanted to make a Morshu versus Masked Jimmy DDD YTPMV, for example. That'd be cool. Or just make some weird-ass fucking shit that nobody else would have ever thought of. The only limit is your own imagination.
Oh my god, I think I'm about to shit myself. See, I just literally shit myself.
Oh my god, I think I'm about to shit myself. See, I just literally shit myself.
To wrap things up here, I want to address what was probably the most common question that I've been seeing on all these videos. Will I also be making I Am Mean and Hotel Mario in the highest quality ever invented? Perhaps. Just not anytime soon. Or even this year, probably. I don't know.